I think my 22F boyfriend, 22 meters, is going to break up with me because I accidentally gave him an STD. To preface, I didn't know I had it at all and haven't had any symptoms. About 2 months ago he poked my eye and I got pink eye because of it, and it has been persistent. I went to see an eye doc about it and he told me I might have chlamydia, so I got tested that day and 2 days later it was confirmed. I had talked to my partner throughout this whole experience and he was really understanding and really chill. He would even make jokes or brush it off completely. The day I found out for sure I had it, today, I told him, and when I did he didn't say a word to me. Went to play video games, and when I asked him what he was thinking he called me disgusting and nasty. He also refused to look at me because he is so disgusted with me. We both had sex with people before this relationship, but he blames me and is more than likely going to break up with me. I really do care about him, but I think this might be the end of our relationship. What advice I'm looking for? Maybe what to say to him, I guess. Thanks for reading. Update: he broke up with me because I'm disgusting and he's no longer attracted to me because I gave him the STD. Wants to maintain a friendship. Extra update: what makes it worse was that he said it was no biggie and initiated sex with me last night, and today he broke up with me. I had a herpes scare late last year and had to tell my most recent boyfriend prior to that. A week after we broke up, he knew what happened about having been with someone whose ex-girlfriend accused him of knowingly giving her herpes and not telling me, and I was tested negative in September, and then had to retest in January, also negative, actually lower than the first time, because I had a weird spot of dry skin and panicked, embarrassed smiley face. I was a fucking mess. Practically suicidal, already struggling with the breakup and general problems. But when I told my ex, who is by far the kindest person I have ever met/dated, he spent a week waiting for my test and results, and when I called with the results, I wasn't worried. I figured worst case scenario I'd get a little scratchy every now and then, literal quote. Love that man and his goofiness still, sad face, mouthless face. But he never once was cruel, derogatory, insulting, or even rude. And that was for a literal lifelong disease. My point: he has the right to be upset, although as others have said, you have no idea who gave it to who, but people show you their true colors during times of duress. No one should treat you that way, even when something is happening. I have always excused the cruelty of others with things they were going through, but truly kind people are kind even during the bad times. I don't know if this is the end of your relationship, but anyone willing to call you derogatory names has no real value in your life. Take your medications, clear yourself of the STD, and maybe clear yourself of the extra baggage that your boyfriend is. No one should be allowed in your space who is unkind. It's taken me 13 years, I'm 26, but my first sexually/emotionally abusive relationship was at 13, to understand that there are good, kind people who exist that won't be cruel. Your boyfriend isn't one of them. You deserve someone kind. Why is he reaching out to an ex instead of getting tested himself? Has he gotten tested? If neither of you had gotten STD tested before having sex with each other, there is no way to pinpoint who gave it to who. No advice about whether or not he's going to break up with you, but, is it possible he gave an STD to you? Evidence: I didn't know I had it, haven't had any symptoms. He poked my eye. His reaction when you told him seems very defensive. I brought that point up, but he really feels I'm the one to blame. Before I left his place he said he was going to get in contact with his previous partner and have her get tested so he could prove that I am the one to blame. I genuinely didn't even know. Just so you know, both of you need to have the antibiotics and not have sex until it's treated. I think it's 7-10 days, regardless of who had it first. From now on I know you will be more careful, and my personal opinion is he is behaving like a tool and I'd ditch him. Good people don't act like he is acting toward you, and you deserve better. I am 16, took a bath with my baby sister, 3, and my aunt made me feel like a pervert because of it. Is she right? Edit, if anyone's interested, update in comments. Thank you all for the advices. Forgive me for any mistake, English is not my first language and I'm kind of freaking out right now. I'm really afraid of talking about it to my parents. I feel like a pervert and I don't want to hurt my sister. I am 16. I live with my father, 47, his partner, E, 47, my step-siblings, E's children, a boy and a girl, twins, 12, and our newly adopted baby sister, let's call her Rose. E and my dad have been best friends for years. They lost contact after college, but when E's wife died in childbirth, my dad offered him to move in with us. We had / have a big house, so he wouldn't be alone after such a tragedy, and my dad helped him with the babies. They raised us together, realized that they were in love when I was 8 and now they're married. When I say parents, I mean my dad and E. My mom's alive but she's more like a cool aunt to me. Everything's fine, but I know that we have a weird dynamic, so please feel free to ask if you have any questions. My parents adopted a little girl a year ago, Rose. She's 3. Rose has been sick for a few days and I can tell that my parents are exhausted. She doesn't sleep, she doesn't eat, she's cranky, etc. She threw up at dinner last night. He wasn't there, still working, so I told my dad I would bathe her, and he could clean up the mess. I was also covered in it, so I decided to take a bathe with her. I thought it was okay because I remember bathing with the twins / my parents when we were little, and Rose trusts me, which is a big thing, because she's very wary of people. The next day, my aunt called and asked about Rose. Told her how she finally fell asleep in the bathtub, which led me to admit that we took a bath together. My aunt was asking a lot of questions. She was disgusted, and while she did not directly call me a pedo, she certainly made me feel like one. She said that it wasn't normal, that because Rose is adopted, we need to have special boundaries, that kind of things. My question is she right? I love Rose and I would never hurt her, but my aunt's words make me think that perhaps I already did. Is this normal for me to take a bath with my sister? Is there something wrong with me? You didn't do anything wrong, but I think the next time you take a bath with her, maybe throw on some swim trunks. When I was 3/4, I used to take baths with my grandpa, but he always had bottoms on. You didn't do anything wrong at all. You took a bath with your 3-year-old sister to relieve your dad and his partner. That's not just fine, that's fantastic initiative which your parents undoubtedly appreciate. Tell your dad and his partner about the conversation with your aunt, ask them what they think and if you should take any further precautions in the future, but don't do anything further and don't second guess yourself. Seriously, don't second guess yourself. You're very obviously not a pedophile if you didn't have ulterior motives or were turned on by the fact you simply gave your 3-year-old sister a bath to relieve your parents and joined her because you were covered in her sick. That's a perfectly normal, time-saving activity considering her age. Edit, heteronormative assumptions as rightfully pointed out by you / laugh to say intolerant. I'm a 35-year-old father of a 4-year-old little girl. She likes to play in the tub. I've taken baths with her but always with swim shorts on. It's also cultural, bro. Wherever you are, what is taboo and what is not. However, nudity is only sexual if one makes it that way. So no, you aren't a pervert. Just a minor oversight, easily rectified next time. Hello everyone. I was very surprised to see so many comments and I wish I could answer them all. I just wanted to say thank you for the advices. A little update, I talked to my parents. They don't care and they don't think I'm a pedo. They said the same thing that a lot of people wrote here, i.e. to put on my swimming trunks if it happens again. Not because they think I'm going to hurt Rose, but in order to ease my mind. We will also talk about it to our therapist. We do solo and family sessions once a month to make sure the adoption is going smoothly, so he can help me recognize what are healthy boundaries / reassure me if needed. But my parents told me not to worry too much about it. It was a one-time thing. She usually bathes on her own while supervised, and it was practical because we both smelled bad and she was sick / sleepy. My dad is mostly angry at his sister, my aunt, not because she was worried, Some of you pointed out that she has legitimate concerns, but because of her accusations. He said she should have explained me why it can be an issue / talked to him instead of instantly implying I was attracted to my little sister. He also said that if she's really convinced that I am a threat, she didn't even warn him, Rose's father, so he could take appropriate measures. They also talked on the phone the previous day. So her intervention was useless, apart from making me feel bad. Their relationship is already very tense, though I don't know why. So I feel a little guilty about that, but I'm mostly relieved. And as Rose is finally doing better, I would say everything's fine. If your father had an issue with you bathing with Rose, he would have let you know. It isn't up to your aunt to make those decisions. Your father trusts you with her, your sister, regardless of adoption or not. I would talk to your father about how she made you feel, and your father should put her, your aunt, in her place. I hate when people make assumptions. My father, 37 meters, called me, 18F, a slut for cheating on him. I'm creeped out and don't know what to do. This is a throwaway account and I'm not fluent in English. My father has always been very overprotective, but it got a lot worse 2 weeks ago. I took my younger brothers and my dog for a long walk and left my phone at home. He decided to snoop through my phone. I didn't think that I have anything to hide. That's why he knows my password, read all text conversations I had with my friends and went through my browser history. I instantly noticed that something was wrong with him when I got back home. He told me that he now knows everything I do behind his back and started yelling at me that I'm a slut and a disappointment in front of my younger siblings. He is generally pretty easily angry, but I have never seen him that furious before. According to my father, I'm cheating on him because I told my friend that one of my classmates is cute and because I watched a few videos on YouTube that include men. There was nothing sexual / inappropriate about it, but he thinks that I shouldn't even look at men unless he's with me because I belong to him and he doesn't want me to have inappropriate thoughts. He also told me that he never wants me to get married / have a boyfriend and that I should stay with him forever. My father has been very angry and sad since all of that happened and he doesn't accept my apology. He doesn't want me to leave to house without him anymore because he thinks that I'm going to cheat on him, but now he also gets mad at me when I greet a man in front of him. I always knew that he was a bit overprotective, but he has never acted like this before. He doesn't treat me like his daughter anymore and it completely creeps me out. I'm obviously not going to do everything he wants, but I still have to live with my parents for at least 1 to 2 years because of my siblings and my mother. I don't need to have a perfect relationship with him, but we need to be able to live together. What can I do? And how do I make him realize that he is being inappropriate? Too long didn't read. Dad looked through my phone, said that he can't trust me anymore and is convinced that I'm cheating on him with every guy I see. He treats me like a partner, not like a daughter. How do I handle this situation? I'm cheating on him. This is the grossest thing I've read all week. He needs help and you need to get your mom involved. You are not his possession or his romantic partner. You need to set emotional boundaries right now. That is not a little overprotective. That behavior is not normal at all. You need to put together the fastest exit plan possible. Emotional incest. SMH, he didn't accept your apology. You have absolutely nothing to apologize for. You say you have to be there another 1 to 2 years. I would speed that up as much as possible. This is horrifying. Are there any other family members, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, that could intervene and talk some sense into him?